Coming up, the next best thing to the fountain of youth. One doctor explains how you can reset your genes and look and feel younger along the way. Plus,
I'm scared to tell people my political opinions.
Why? Scott Ross hits the streets.
Wow, that sounds really ignorant.
The people weigh in on the issues facing our nation.
We have to work together. We have to figure it out soon.
And the problems they face at home.
And they're still my family.
Welcome, folks. You're watching the 700 Club. I'm here with Terry. And are you sick of all this? All this stuff in the news.
Beyond sick.
It really is awful. I mean, the Democrats are throwing charges, and Sessions should resign. He's done terrible things, and then this turns out the Democrats have done exactly the same thing they're accusing Sessions of.
The crazy thing of it is, it's exactly this kind of political back and forth that elected Donald Trump.
I know.
And nobody gets it. I mean, that's just scary.
But, Fox News, which, I like Fox News, they have just focused constantly on, what about this and who said that and who did what and who tapped into what. The American people don't care about that. What they care about is their pensions. They care about their health care.
They care
and they care about their salaries and their cost of living. And then they want to watch TV and get entertained and not get all this hassle. I mean, it's just unbelievable. Well, if you can believe it, there's a trap the Democrats are staying for the Republicans. There's a big, broad trap. And they're saying, why don't you get into it? And the trap is called a special prosecutor. And if they ever appoint one, it's Katie bar the door, because then it becomes a expensive fishing expedition, and you never know where they're going to go. And for the Republicans who are in charge of the government to admit to allow one of those things would be absolute folly. But key members of Congress will honor President Trump's request, and they're going to investigate his claim that President Obama, when he was in office, had Trump's telephones wiretapped during the last year prior to the election.
Well, a spokesman for President Obama denied that he ordered any wiretapping, but the controversy is far from over. Gary Lane brings us the story.
President Trump started the political firestorm over the weekend when he tweeted, "Terrible. Just found out that Obama had my wires tapped in Trump Tower just before the victory. Nothing found. This is McCarthyism." The president likened the tactic to Nixon and Watergate and called the former president a bad or sick guy. President Obama's National Intelligence Director, James Clapper, is often critical of President Trump. He refuted Trump's allegations on NBC's Meet the Press.
For the part of the national security apparatus that I oversaw as DNI, there was no such wiretap activity mounted against the president-elect at the time, or as a candidate, or against his campaign.
The media quickly said the president didn't offer any evidence for his claim. So where did Trump get his information? From an intelligence briefing or news reports? Some believe it came from a Breitbart news story and claims made by conservative talk show host Mark Levin.
How many of Trump's people were eavesdropped on? How many had their conversations intercepted, recorded, transcribed? Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is the big scandal.
Levin, who worked as chief of staff for former Attorney General Ed Meese, tweeted a detailed list of links to stories from the major news media to back up his claims. They include reports about federal FISA court warrants granted allowing the FBI to conduct surveillance on Trump campaign officials. On Capitol Hill, President Trump received some pushback from members of his own party.
I've never heard that allegation made before by anybody.
On CBS's Face the Nation, Senate Intelligence Committee member Susan Collins said she's seen no evidence of what the president has alleged.
It would probably be helpful if he gave more information, but it also might be helpful if he just didn't comment further and allowed us to do our work.
The committee work includes investigating alleged Russian meddling in last fall's presidential campaign. Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton, also on the Senate Intelligence Committee, told Fox News Sunday's Chris Wallace he has, quote, seen no evidence that the Trump campaign successfully conspired with the Russian government to defeat Democratic rival Hillary Clinton. Cotton said media reports have gotten pretty far over their skis on this. Clapper also said the U.S. intelligence agencies didn't have any evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russians while he was in the government. The president's wiretap allegations are now likely to be included in congressional investigations of possible Russian interference in the presidential campaign. And Democrats are unlikely to let go of possible Trump campaign ties to the Russians, although so far there is no evidence to support those allegations. Gary Lane, CBN News.
Breathless. Jay Sekulow of the American Center for Law and Justice is with us now. Jay, former Attorney General Michael Mukasey thinks that Trump was correct about surveillance. He believed it was ordered by the Justice Department. Do you think there's any truth to that?
Well, what General Mukasey is talking about is surveillance on Trump Tower. It may not have been, and there's no way to know. These FISA proceedings are under seal, so there's no way to know what exactly took place here. So is it possible that there were wiretaps at Trump Tower where you've got a Russian bank operating? Very possible. I don't know. Here's what I do know, that there are leaks within this government. And these leaks are what's causing these stories and causing the speculation. And whether the president reacted to stories he read or whether it was based on information that he had received, the fact of the matter is there is existing in these agencies, it's what we've called a shadow government, a deep state, that is getting information out. And they're leaking information. So this is now going to be part of a congressional investigation. But, Pat, the bottom line here is we don't know. But this is beyond the pale of acceptability when you've got this massive leak. For instance, the Jeff Sessions whole discussion starts because of leaks. Everybody's forgetting that. It started because of leaked information about taps or conversations between the then Senator Sessions and the ambassador to the United States from Russia. And that was leaked. So that's what's going on here is the leaks.
Well, Trump really should start firing people, but he can do it, can't he? Why is he waiting so long? Go ahead.
It's tough, Pat. It's hard to do because they're civil servants. They have these civil servant protections. One of the things that we've proposed in a series of policy positions we advocated over the last 24 months was that you convert the civil service into a merit-based organization. If you do your job, you get paid and you get bonuses and you get raises. If you don't do your job, you get fired, like in any other industry. But it's going to take a sea change to do that. But let me tell you what you can't do. You can't leak classified information. That's a crime. And I think what the FBI needs to do is get on top of this, and so does the Department of Justice. They need to plug these leaks. This is absurd. It's happening. It's happened before, but it's at a record rate now. It's happening every other day. And I think it's just going to be, it's kind of you're moving from, I heard you and Terry talking at the beginning of the broadcast, we're moving from scandal to scandal, so to speak, or from issue to issue or leak to leak. You can barely catch your breath to keep up with it.
You know, there's a report out that Comey has been asking the Justice Department to repudiate their own president. That's absurd, isn't it? I mean, if Comey's doing that,
there's a guy that needs to go.
Absolutely. Unfortunately, he's got a 10-year term. How do they get rid of him?
Yep. Well, you can't because he doesn't serve at the pleasure of the president. They do these overlapping terms so that they're non-political. But look, I mean, James Comey, how he could say anything to anybody right now with the statements he's made, quite frankly, with the intervention into the political campaign between Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton and then Republican nominee Donald Trump and his 3 times engagement into that process, which was unprecedented in our history, but really outrageous. No matter if you're a Republican, Democrat, or independent, you don't want the FBI doing that. And by the way, if they did tap, and I like I said, I have no evidence of this. I haven't seen FISA. We wouldn't see FISA information. If they tapped Donald Trump conversations while he was running for president of the United States, which if they got a FISA warrant, this would be some incursion into the political life of the country. And if on top of that they got the tap and there was nothing there, what a blunder this whole thing would have been. But again, you know, if they had information to go to a judge to get a tap on Donald Trump's phones, hard to believe as that is, and they're denying it, of course. Who knows? I mean, I think right now what you got to have is get back on a program, get back on policies, and stop these leaks.
Well, it looks like Trump's going to have to go around it and go beyond it. If he gets enmeshed in it, I mean, they've got him in this morass. It's like the tar baby thing. You just can't get out of it. So Trump's got to start getting tax bills through, repeal Obamacare and all that. He's got to get those big issues and take care of them.
Well, we're supposed to get the exempt order today. that would clarify the previous order. They roll that out and get that done. We have the situation with Jeff Sessions. I hope and trust that's behind us. Jeff Sessions is not only a good man, he will be a great attorney general. He's just got to be able to do his job without these distractions. But, I think, Pat, the concern that I have is exactly what you just said, and that is get back onto the focus, get back onto the mandate of why you got elected, and don't get caught up in these sideshows. This is Washington. I mean, I've been dealing with this for 27 years. I mean, this is what Washington does. You can't get caught up in it. You can't take it. As somebody told me, and that was you years ago, don't take this personally. Don't let these news articles get to them. It's fish wrapper the next day, and just go do your job.
That
was wise advice from Pat Robertson in 1993.
They wrap fish in yesterday's newspapers. That's the word. And you can't get caught up. One last thing. We had a special prosecutor in that Valerie Plame issue who knew exactly who leaked. He knew the name of the person in the State Department who done it, and yet they crucified Scooter Libby. I mean, another one of those, a guy on the make, so to speak, put him in give him that power?
If the Republicans allow this, after everything that Bill Clinton went through during his presidency and Barack Obama with the Justice Department on this last go-round, and now they're going to appoint a special prosecutor, no. The Republicans need to say no. That's unacceptable. Don't do that.
Well,
mistake.
My advice in spades. Jay, thank you for being with us. God bless you.
Thank you, Pat.
Man, this is this is the greatest nation on earth. We cannot allow this nation to be dragged into this swamp. And I would call on the Democrats to stop this stuff. I mean, stop it. Donald Trump is the elected president of the United States. And he isn't just a punching bag. He is a president, and he's a good president. He's going to be a great president, but all of us need to be together. And if he goes down, the country goes down. He represents America. We want him looking good overseas. We want him strong with our allies and our foes. And we do not need this internecine warfare going on. It's time to stop. Become Americans, guys. Neither Democrat nor Republican nor Independent, but Americans, and let's all work together for the common good. Terry.
Well, coming up, identify 10 things that steal your youth and learn how to turn the clock back 10 years. Dr. Sarah Gottfried explains how you can grow older and look younger after this.
Well, ladies, this next part of the program is for you. Have you worried that a lot of your weight is going south, that you're getting some bags under your eyes, that you're looking a little older, and you don't have any energy, and you're just not alive like you used to be? And people say, hey, it's your genes, you were set that way. Well, we've got a guest that says you can turn it back. And she says 10 years, a breakthrough to reset your genes and reverse aging. So, ladies, this is the lady who's going to tell you how you can bring it all back, the younger looking you. Take a look.
New scientific breakthroughs tell us it is possible to look, feel, and even perform younger many more years than we think. In fact, 90% of the signs of aging and disease are caused not by our DNA, but by our lifestyle choices, decisions we make. Dr. Sarah Gottfried says don't blame it on your genes, take control of your aging. In her new book, Younger, she identifies 10 things we do that cause the damaging inflammation that makes us look, feel, and even think old before our time, a process she calls inflammaging. The good news? It's never too late to reverse course and turn back the hands of time.
So it's not Uncle Fred's genes that are causing the problem? Our physician and best-selling author, Sarah Gottfried, is with us. Sarah, it's good to have you with us. You're looking young and radiant. It's improper to ask a lady how old she is. Can I ask you that without embarrassment?
You certainly can. I just turned 50.
You did? Well, you just look like 25 or 30. So what's the secret?
I think the secret is the way that you work with your genes. You know, part of my problem is that I have a number of obesity genes. I've got 3 in particular.
Wait a minute, you were born with them?
I was born with them. And when I went through my medical education, I was taught that your genes are your destiny.
Yeah.
But in the past 25 years, that's really changed. It turns out that only 10% of disease is related to genetics.
All right, you say in your book your mother was fasting or was on a diet or did some crazy thing when you were in the womb. What was she doing?
Well, she underate. And I was born in 1967. And at that time, it was the era of Twiggy. She was a very popular model.
I remember Twiggy, Sticky Twiggy.
Sticky Twiggy.
Yeah.
And my mother was 120 pounds, 5'7", and her doctors told her, we only want you to gain 25 pounds. So she gained about 20. And what happens when you undereat in pregnancy, it can turn on these famine genes. It can turn you on toward insulin resistance, insulin block, where you gain weight no matter what.
So you've had that all your life?
I've had it all my life. I'm programmed to be above average in weight. So the average woman is 5'4" in the United States, about 159 pounds. And that's what I used to weigh.
Yeah, 5'4" and 159 is fat.
It's fat.
It
and
is.
I'm programmed to be even fatter than that.
Come on, but you're not.
I'm not, because 90% of your risk of disease is determined by your lifestyle, your environment.
Okay.
So you can change this.
Well, you know, the telomeres, you've got genes, and these little things, when they get shorter, you die. And you said you can tell your telomeres. You can't make them longer, can you?
You can.
You can?
So your telomeres are interesting. They're the little caps on your chromosomes that are a marker of your biological aging as opposed to your chronological aging. And Pat, I tested myself when I was 44.
Yeah.
And here's what I found. I failed the test. It was a simple blood test.
Yeah.
But at age 44, I had the telomeres of a 64-year-old woman. So that's what led to this book. It led to, I've got to fix this. I've got to come up with a protocol.
What that was saying, I'm programmed to die in the next 10 years. I mean, that's sort of fatalistic, isn't it? I'm going to die.
Well, there's a lot you can do to change it.
All right.
So I was able to turn this around. I followed my 7-week protocol, and I addressed those 10 things that can rob you of your youth.
Okay, well, I'm not going to go into all 10, but give me 2 or 3 of them. I noticed one thing. You were strong on the idea of having a power toothbrush and making sure that people brush their teeth twice a day. Why is that?
So in your mouth, you have good microbes and you have bad microbes.
Okay.
You want to get rid of the bad ones, and that's what flossing and using an electric toothbrush does. So that can be very helpful. Other things are not getting enough vitamin D, not having a sense of vision and purpose in your life.
Well, let's go to the D. What's with D that's so important?
So D turns on thousands of genes.
Does it
helps
really?
to activate longevity.
Yeah.
It even helps you with your sleep, which is another thing that can rob you of your youth.
How many IUs of D do you recommend for people?
Well, I have a problem with my vitamin D genes.
Okay.
So I need about 5,000 international units a day. But the goal is to get your blood level between about 60 and 90. So whatever dose gets you to that range is what helps you with sleep and helps you with telomeres.
Well, you got to be running down, having your blood drawn every few weeks or so with this deal?
Well, about once every 6 months.
Once every 6 months? And it'll tell you about vitamin D levels?
Vitamin D levels. It's, it helps you sleep a good, solid, restful sleep at night, 7 to 8.5 hours. That's what you need to really activate your telomeres.
Well, now, you can activate the telomeres so that they don't get short, and therefore, so you like something like melatonin. That's supposed to be a age extender.
Well, certainly you could take melatonin. So melatonin is a hormone that helps to reset your clock.
Right.
But I think it's actually better to use melatonin as a Band-Aid. And I prefer that you get bright light in the morning because that helps to activate your natural melatonin. So I'd rather that you work on your inner environment than to take an external drug that changes your melatonin.
Well, people are just barraged with all kinds of stimuli, and the one thing that you try to sleep, and yet you've got a TV going, you've got lights on, you've got lights outside. You exposed to be in a dark room? And
yes, so a dark room is so good for you. I have a curfew in my house starting at 9 o'clock.
Yeah?
No screens, no laptops, no Kindles, no machines, no screens that are going to block my melatonin. So sleeping in a completely dark room and turning down the artificial light at night really can make a difference. There's blue light that comes through on your iPad or your iPhone, and that can rob you of the melatonin you need.
So you've got to turn all those things off and not have them in your room.
That's right.
Hey, that's great. Well, what about your romantic life when this is going on? Is that good for you or bad for you?
Oh, I think it's always good for you.
It's good for ladies, listen, always good. Okay, not bad, but good. All right.
It's good for you.
Under what circumstances?
Well, I think this again connects to vision and to purpose. I think having social connections, loving social connections, have been shown to increase longevity. So really having people who care about you, that you care about, that makes such a difference in your health span. So health span here is the period of time where you feel fantastic. So not disease span, health span.
Well, people are really afraid of Alzheimer's and dementia of all kinds. What are some of the things that bring on Alzheimer's? You pointed out several substances that we think are perfectly innocuous.
Well, getting too many carbohydrates can be a problem with Alzheimer's disease.
Too many carbs?
Too many carbohydrates.
As in sugars and...
That's right. You need some carbohydrates, especially for your thyroid function and for your adrenal function. But you want to get the right dose of carbohydrates, not too many, because that can lead to weight gain. And it can also lead to blood sugar problems, which is the perfect storm that leads to Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's is considered to be type 3 diabetes. Another thing that helps is to, again, make sure you're getting the vitamin D, the flossing twice a day, brushing your teeth. Exercise is also very important for preventing Alzheimer's.
Well, is there any particular medication that it brings about Alzheimer's, or what are they?
Yes, so there's a number of different medications that can be a problem. So the anti-anxiety medications, such as Xanax and Valium, can increase your risk by up to 50% of Alzheimer's disease.
Let's say that again.
Xanax and Valium.
Increase by 50% of getting Alzheimer's?
They increase your risk by 50%. Another problem is Benadryl. So Benadryl, some people take it for allergies, and that's also been shown to increase your risk of dementia.
That's horrible. I mean, I've got an allergy. I take Benadryl, and next thing you know, I've lost my mind. That's all.
Well, I want you to remember not to take it.
But it's too late to remember what you didn't take. All right. There's so many things that people are doing. What about all these processed sugars and things? They've got high fructose corn syrup in everything you eat.
Well, I think the key is to get back to whole foods. Whole foods are so important, making sure that you're getting adequate vegetables every day. I like to encourage people to have 1 to 2 pounds of vegetables a day. That's what I eat.
A pound?
A pound or
2
two.
Pounds?
Yes, it's so good for you. And to think of meat as more of a condiment.
That's what my horse eats. I mean, he eats his hay. I mean, that's a lot of fiber going into your gut.
Your horse must have longevity.
Oh, they live forever. In human years, 3 times whatever, they can live to 100 or more.
Well, we want to stay away from the processed foods because they are artificial. Our genes are not designed to interact with processed foods. We want to think of food as information for our DNA.
I like this whole idea of probiotics and this gut flora. I've been interested in that more recently. That's very important in that, what do you call it, the
microbiome. Yes, so the microbes that you have throughout your body and their DNA outnumber our human cells 100 to 1. It's really dramatic. And that idea of the flossing and the brushing your teeth, that's the start of resetting your microbiome.
Okay.
Now, another thing you can do is to reset your stress. So people who are stressed out, which is what I was like when I was 44, that can cause a lot of problems with your gut and with your microbiome.
Well, I understand taking the various antibiotics that or doctors prescribe on a regular basis will kill the intestinal flora and really put you in a bad way. Is that right?
That's right. I think of the antibiotics as kind of spray and pray. So we don't want to do that. It wipes out the good bacteria along with the bad bacteria. And we're in cold and flu season, so a lot of people will want an antibiotic from their doctor. we have to keep in mind that viruses are not treated with antibiotics. We don't want to use antibiotics unnecessarily.
Have you got an example in your practice of somebody who had a spiritual experience and they got better because of it? You talk about yoga, meditation, and all that stuff, but what about that kind of experience? It's one of your patients. Can you remember?
Certainly. I'm thinking of one woman in particular named Dawn, who went through midlife. She was 52 when she started to see me, and she just felt flat. She felt like she was getting fat and doughy, that her muscle mass was not the same. She was sitting at a desk job and just she felt too young to feel so old. And she had a spiritual experience. Now, this was during the time that I was taking care of her, and what was remarkable was that we were working on her biology together. We were getting her hormones into balance, like her estrogen, her progesterone, her testosterone, and her thyroid. And we were also working on her DNA. She had some DNA issues that we were working on. And she had this spiritual experience. Now, everything together in aggregate created a completely new set of biochemistry. So I think that's what's remarkable.
And what was the outward result? Did she look better, feel better? Her muscles got
certainly.
better?
So she lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
She gained muscle mass. She started to work out with a trainer. She had the energy for that. She felt like, this makes me sad, and I'm going to get a little quieter as I think about her, because she felt like her feeling of being flat and depressed was her fault. And that was lifted. So she went from being moody and flat to feeling like she was on top of the world and that she could be of service with her mission. She's a painter. And it was so inspiring.
So you really have to have a purpose in life, too, to make it all work, right?
Well, I think a lot of people push hard in their lives, especially with ambition. And there's a way that the spiritual connection can help to pull us toward greatness.
Well, I see our time is running out. This is interesting. You've got so much stuff in it. You went to MIT. You have a degree in what? Biology in MIT?
Bioengineering.
Bioengineering?
Yes.
You mean you make little artificial intelligence machines?
That's right. Before medical school, yes.
And so, my goodness gracious. And then you went to medical school. Where'd you go, to Harvard?
Harvard Medical School, yes.
Man, you're a brain. It was tough to get into those places. MIT's hard, isn't it?
Well, I am very fortunate to have the education that I've had.
Yeah.
And I just, my job is to share it with others.
Well, this is an interesting book. I must say it's a little complicated, and not being a woman, I'm not all that interested in menopause because I ain't having one, but nevertheless.
There's some good things for men.
For men,
too.
I read it. Well, I hope people will read this and they'll get younger, and I'm coming up on 87 another week or two, so I guess I could keep going, so I've got something to think about.
Well, you're doing many things right, Pat. I can see that in your eyes.
I even have, a distiller at home. I don't use the water from the tap. I've stopped all those things we do, including the teeth, everything.
Yes, so, for sure.
Good advice. Ladies and gentlemen, it's called Younger, a breakthrough program to reset your genes, reverse aging, and turn back the clock 10 years. Guaranteed, if you don't get that, you get your money back wherever you buy your books. All right. Sarah, thank you so much for being with us. God bless you.
Thank you so much.
Tremendous. All right. Up next, our Scott Ross takes it to the street near Vanderbilt University. What are the students saying?
I feel like I'm scared to tell people my political opinions.
Why?
Just because when you tell people you're like conservative and Republican, you get looks and you're like, oh, like really?
To see this week's top on-demand videos, go to cbn.com.
Hello. Well, we have a special guest with us today.
We talked about with Sarah Gottfried about staying young, and one of the things that gets people young is animals.
That's true.
They interact with animals, and I like animals. I like to train animals. I like to ride horses. I like to work with dogs. I like animals, and I have a capacity, I think, to
Well, we've
understand.
seen that. Well, hello.
Oh, and here is
Guess
Princess
who's
Maggie.
Here? Hi, Maggie.
Hello, sweetheart.
Oh, she's
Hello, baby.
beautiful.
Aren't you pretty? Yeah, you know I got a treat for you, don't you? You can't wait. All right, do something for me. You want to roll over? That's it. All right, there. Okay.
Good job, Meg.
Yeah, good,
yes.
sweetie. Such a good
now,
girl.
I just remember her when she was a puppy.
Yeah.
And you had Blue.
Yeah, I've had Blue.
I mean, you've had other dogs.
Yeah, I gave Blue away, but yeah. You want to do it again? I'll roll over.
She says, please, please. You got that one down, Meg.
She understands my voice. You want to jump for me? Oh, here, jump. No, come on, do better than that. Come on, jump. All right. Sit up. Sit. All right, lie down.
Maggie grew.
Lie down. There. Okay.
Good girl.
And she's sweet.
Good girl. Now, you said that she's the best behaved of any dog you've ever had.
She's wonderful. Well, she's so low maintenance. I leave her outside. I never bring her in.
Baby, yes.
Give her 3-4 cups of dry dog food a day, and she's happy as a clam.
Wow. Now, what is she? She's
an Irish Water Spaniel.
She's beautiful.
And she likes to swim. You like to swim, baby? Yeah.
Good thing you don't have a
sweet
pool,
dog.
huh?
Yeah. Well, get up here. Come on. There. Okay. Come on,
Thanks,
me.
Dad.
Oh, well, you lick all my makeup off me. Don't do that.
Makeup.
Isn't she sweet?
She's beautiful.
Isn't she beautiful?
Is she a good pet? Like
look at her.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I can see that she's responding to what you're saying.
I've taught her everything. No, I know. Enough of that.
What I see is
you got another treat.
she loves treats.
But can you speak? Speak. No, not roll. Speak. Woof. She clicks her. All
Clicks
right.
her teeth together. She says,
she understands
Dad.
what you say to when you talk. I talk to her, and she understands. Like we're going to go.
She's beautiful.
All right.
And she looks like she's not much work as far as maintenance is concerned.
No, she's terrific.
Her
All right,
coat's
Umberto's
just
here.
natural.
It's time to go. Will you come back and see us again? Okay, go see Umberto. He's over there.
Bye, Maggie.
See you later.
She filled out as she grew up. She's
gained
beautiful.
too many. Isn't she sweet?
She's darling. And you're right about the fact that there is evidence that people who have pets live longer.
Of course they do.
Yeah, very good.
That is that interaction. But I talk to them like they're human beings, and she understands what I am saying.
So you've got horses, you've got dogs.
I've got...
Need a couple rabbits or something to round
Well, I've got
out.
a bunch of crows. The crows, no, I'm happy with the crow. I've got crows everywhere, and the guys.
Very endearing. Those
the
crows.
people at Regent say, "Can you give us a mascot?" I said, "How about a crow?" No, we don't want a crow.
A crow?
Yeah, well, they've got ravens up in Baltimore because of Alan.
Okay, well,
Poe.
quote the raven, but not the crow.
Well, so I'm going to call them raptors. I've got a raptor too. We really do have one.
Are you serious?
I'm serious. When he comes, I mean, when that bird gets loose on a little creature, it's like a bullet.
Wow.
We've got a hawk around here, and we've got an eagle someplace or other.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Well, hawk and eagle is a little grander,
Yeah, but they've already got eagles up in Philadelphia, so I've got to go with a raptor. I don't know anybody's got the Regent Raptors.
Just don't eat crow. That's all.
But crows are smarter than anything.
I know.
They're very smart creatures. Okay. And the raven fed Elijah. You remember? Brought him food every day.
Raven would be okay.
Well, Raven's a big crow. Anyhow, we like animals, so you animal lovers, you've had your time on the air. Terry, what's next?
Well, there's no question that this past election polarized our nation, dividing many families and friends. We sent our Scott Ross to Vanderbilt University to find out how college students are handling the fallout and what solutions they see moving forward.
You lost any friends over your positions?
I don't think I've lost any friends, but I feel like I'm scared to tell people my political opinions.
Why?
Just because when you tell people you're like conservative and Republican, you get looks and you're like, oh, like really? I wouldn't say I've lost any friends over it. It's just when I hear people talking, I'm like, wow, that sounds really ignorant.
Definitely. Coming from, western suburbs of Chicago, a lot of more liberally focused people up there. So me being more conservative, it's kind of severed relationships with a lot of the people from up there.
Now, I think it's a time for unity. I think it's a time for bipartisan support.
Doesn't look that way, does it?
Doesn't look like that. I mean, that's what would be nice for me.
Have your opinions affected your relationships in your family or friends or anything?
My immediate family did not vote for Trump.
Is that right?
But my aunt, uncles, and grandparents did.
Did that cause a divisiveness in your family?
No, I don't think, because we went together for Christmas and Thanksgiving, and it wasn't horrible. But like, there is something like at the back of your head, it's like, you voted for him. But I mean, it's not like something that I'm going to be like, I'm never going to talk to you ever again.
Yeah,
like that.
good.
I mean, they're still my family.
I don't think so, because generally whenever I partake in like discussions on the matters, it typically is fairly civil. And if at any point I know I'm talking to someone where it ceases to be civil anymore, I usually just end the conversation.
I don't think he's made the effort to really get the people who didn't support him to understand that he's the president for all. I think he's very much so a president for those who voted for him.
If someone has a different view from you, it's okay. You can still be friends with that person. We're all mature adults here. We're in a college campus. It's not like, people know how to act appropriately. Just because someone doesn't like the same thing you do doesn't mean you have to go pout in a corner about it.
Would you have marched with the women a few weeks ago?
Me personally, no, just because in America, women do have like the most human rights of any country in the world, and I would march for women in third world countries who have no rights, or women who live under Sharia law who have absolutely no rights.
Right.
I think it's kind of ridiculous that they're marching for rights that they already have.
Are you concerned about the divisiveness that's going on in the country right now? The demonstrations, pro and con and all that. Do you think that's good or bad?
It's so hard because I see a lot more hate than love,
Really?
Yeah, and I think I think we should love one another, So
Well, we should.
We should, so. A house divided can't stand.
Wow, we're getting all this. That's good. I've heard that before.
Yeah. If we want to make it better, we have to work together. We have to figure it out soon.
Boy, hope they're listening in D.C., huh? Or across the country.
Very mature students at Vanderbilt. We tip our hat to those students. I don't know if they represented the whole campus, but that was a representative sample, and they were very good. But that was what was said. Jesus said that a house divided can't stand, a kingdom divided can't stand, a house divided, a family divided can't stand. Yeah. We need to come together. Yeah. Okay, we've got some bring it on questions. That may divide you when I get through answering them. Right,
well, still ahead. We are going to bring it on with your email. Jacques says, my 11-year-old son would like to know if there will be winter in heaven. And can you please tell me what the Bible says about this? Stay tuned for Pat's weather report in heaven. That's coming up.
Welcome to Washington for this CBN News break. North Korea reportedly fired 4 ballistic missiles into waters near Japan. The missiles have been banned, although it wasn't clear the exact type that had been fired. 3 landed in Japan's exclusive economic zone, a place where Tokyo has rights to explore resources. Japanese leaders see the development as a growing threat from the north. The launch is an apparent reaction to military drills by the United States in Seoul. North Korea insists they're rehearsal for an invasion. Well, destructive weather has ripped through Thailand since last December with heavy rains along with continual monsoons. But thanks to CBN, people there are receiving hope and relief. CBN partnered with a local church to assist communities in one of the most affected provinces. Teams were able to repair houses for 14 families and help 81 people by providing mattresses and other free services. 8 other families were also given a livelihood startup fund. The project has helped the church gain greater acceptance within the community, and 2 people accepted Jesus Christ. Well, you can learn more about what CBN is doing around the world by logging on to cbn.com/international. Pat and Terry will be back right after this.
You're invited to join the campus at Regent University on March the 25th of this year. There's a prospective seminar for undergraduate and graduate students, and we have online and campus degree options, important financial information, and it's a gorgeous campus and it'll be beautiful that time of the year. The number to call is on your screen is 1-866-910-7615, or you can just log on to Regent EDU Preview. And you want to come. I mean, this is a fabulous school. It's the fastest growing university in the United States of America. and it's coming up very close. About 200 or 300 students. It'll have 10,000 students.
Awesome. That's wonderful. It is a beautiful time of the year to come.
Yeah.
The fountain is spewing, the flowers are blooming.
The birds are singing and the carols are caroling, but on top of that, the students are studying, and we're opening up. I mean, you've got nursing, you've got a master's degree in nursing, you've got a cybersecurity starting, a major program in cybersecurity. We've got cosmology, about the story of the world. You've got one of the greatest divinity programs in the world here. It's very exciting. High quality education, I might add, and it's just fun. So, okay, that's the number. The number's on your screen. You can call, or just remember, Regent EDU preview. That's easy. Okay, Terry.
Well, Tao Jun is a young boy who lives in China. He injured his leg and his parents couldn't afford the proper treatment for him. It wasn't long before Tao Jun was facing an amputation. Take a look.
Tao Jun remembers hopscotching with his little sister Fen.
My brother was always better than anyone else at hopscotch, but a lot of times he still let me win.
Then Jun slipped and hurt his leg. Since the Taos are migrant workers who make less than $40 a month, they couldn't afford proper medical care for Tao Jun.
I was crippled and had to stay in bed. I couldn't go to school or play with my sister anymore.
Tao Jun ultimately lost feeling in his left limb.
It was like my leg didn't even exist anymore. It wouldn't listen to me, and I just fell down.
So when some flames caught his foot on fire, he didn't notice a thing until a third of it had been severely burned. Without correct attention, he got an infection that deformed his foot and made his leg worse.
Tao Jun's foot looked like a horse hoof. I had to carry him to the bathroom.
I wanted to give up, but my parents wouldn't let me, even though I might have to have my leg amputated.
I said to my family, let's trust the Lord. I prayed, Jesus, you are almighty. Please help my son.
Then a pastor told CBN about Tao Jun. We provided surgery to treat his burn, infection, and withered leg. We covered the cost of injections to help his nerves and muscles grow. And we paid for an operation through which doctors treated his nerve problem so he could feel again. Finally, we provided corrective surgery for his leg.
I'll never forget when the doctor said Jun was finally better.
Through the process, Jun and his sister prayed to become Christians.
Jesus is the one who made this all possible. Without him and CBN, I'd never be able to walk again or hopscotch with my sister.
CBN reminds me of Jesus because Jesus helped people and you helped my brother.
I love what that mom prayed. You know, Jesus, you are mighty. I mean, please heal my son. Isn't it amazing that God gives you and I an opportunity to participate in this kind of an answer to the prayers of people all around the world? That's what 700 Club members are doing every single day. That's why we want you to become a 700 Club member. It's 65 cents a day, $20 a month. It's not much, but together we can make a difference. You know, we've been talking throughout this show about the power of unity. When we all unify together, we can touch and change lives. Wouldn't you like to be a part of that? It's so simple. You call our toll-free number. There it is on your screen, 1-800-700-7000. Just call and say, I want to join the 700 Club. When you do, our way of saying thank you to you for caring about others and your willingness to make a difference is to send you this latest DVD done for you. It's called The Secret Kingdom and the Law of Expectation. You know, Pat's book, The Secret Kingdom, was a national bestseller. It talks about the principles of God at work in the world around us. Don't you think as believers, you and I ought to know know what those are and then begin to facilitate them in our own lives. This is our gift to you when you join the 700 Club. I want to tell you about Gina. She lives in Brooklyn, New York. She's already watched this. She said, I love The Secret Kingdom and the Law of Expectation DVD. I was touched deeply, physically and spiritually. It spoke to me about being a servant and seeking my talents. My mind was opened by this teaching, and I feel blessed. We want you to feel blessed too. So will you call now and just say, I want to join the 700 Club, and when you do, we'll get the Secret Kingdom DVD out to you right away. Well, you want to bring it on with some emails?
Let's do it. You ready?
Okay, this first one comes from Jacques. It's amazing what young people want to know. He says, my 11-year-old son would like to know if there will be winter in heaven, and can you please tell me what the Bible says about this?
Well, I don't recall ever, as far as the earth stands, there'll be the seasons. The Bible says as long as the earth stands, there'll be seed time and harvest. So we know as long as we got a world, we'll continually have the seasons. When we get to heaven, the light of God will fill heaven, and I don't know of any winter, because winter is a time when everything goes to sleep, and the plants are dormant, and it's going to be eternal spring in heaven. I mean, there'll be flowers, and there'll be birds singing, and there'll be rivers, and it'll be beautiful. So I really don't think we're going to have winter in heaven, because the sunlight of God is going to warm the place. But I don't have this. I can't point you to a scripture that says there's no winter in heaven, but that's my take on what's being said. Winter is for quieting down and regrowth, and we don't need to renew and rebuild, because it all stays eternally young. All right.
This is from Lori, who says, my former husband and I both accepted Christ 35 years ago and were attending church. I was self-centered and I divorced him. For years, I've believed God to bring him back and restore the marriage. He lives in another state and does not know I'm believing for him to come back. So much time has passed that I'm wondering if it was ever God's will to restore the marriage. What do you think?
You know, I honestly can't opine on what happened to you 35 years ago. But it seems to me that marriage is dead, and it's not going to come back again. I suspect your former husband has got himself another wife because you broke the marriage. I don't know that. You didn't say it. But I think the time has come for you to get on with your life. You divorced him, but nevertheless, it's done. The marriage is broken. So I think, is he ever going to come back after 30-some years? I doubt it, but I don't know. I don't know all the details.
Okay, this is Grace, who says, can the Lord give a person a word of knowledge or an understanding that he will take a loved one to be with him in heaven if the person is perfectly healthy and also young? Have you ever heard of anyone having such a word about someone they were close to?
Yeah, the guy's name was Elijah, and his disciples knew that he was going to be caught up to heaven, and they didn't want to leave. And Elisha said, I want to stay with you. And Elijah said, no, you stay here. He said, no, I want to stay with you. And he said, what do you want? He said, I want a double portion of your spirit. And Elijah said, if you see me when I'm caught up to heaven, you'll have it. I mean, so was that a word of knowledge? Yes, God spoke that he was going to take him to heaven. But it's kind of spooky. These people think, you're going to die and some dark curse is coming on your family. That's from the devil. That's not from God, all right?
Okay, this is Joyce, who says, are there some prayer requests so big that God will not answer without our fasting in addition to praying?
Well, the Bible says this kind goeth out by prayer, but and fasting is added, I think, in some of the less good documents.
Oh, really?
So I think the original said this kind goes out by prayer. I don't think the fact that we fast is going to make God's all powerful. He can do anything he wants to do, and he doesn't need our help. So prayer request is so big, it's a question of faith. Abraham believed God, and God counted it for righteousness. It's the question of, do you say amen to God and you believe what he says he is? You believe that he's who he says he is. That's what he wants. And the fact that you fast or don't fast is not going to have any impact, I think, on God. It change you. It'll get you to a point where you're more spiritually attuned. All right.
Okay, this is Sharon, who says, you talk often about joining hands and praying in agreement. I do truly believe in healing, and I know that God is certainly able to heal. Is praying in agreement the only way for healing to come about? I'm disabled and suffer from excruciating chronic neck pain and muscle spasms and cannot afford the surgery I've needed for almost 16 years now. I pray for healing, but I don't have anyone to pray in agreement with me. Could this be a reason I've not yet received healing and have been in pain for so many years?
Well, I don't really know all the reasons, but I do know this, is that the Bible says where two of you agree as touching anything that you ask in prayer, it'll be done for them by my Father in heaven. There's something that happens when there's an agreement. It has nothing to do with holding hands. I mean, just the fact that I'm sitting next to a former Miss America may color my thinking, but you don't have to hold hands. You don't have to be in physical proximity. You can agree with anybody, and you can find certainly somebody in a church who will pray with you and believe God with you. There's so many people who are kind-hearted and loving, and if you let them know and call the church, call the president, I need a prayer partner. Yeah. But you don't have to be in proximity and hold hands. I mean, we do it because you see what's here, and it shows where two of you will agree on earth as touching, it'll be done for them by my Father in heaven. Okay. Well, thanks for your questions. I think that's all the time we have. That is all the time we have. And we leave you with today's Power Minute from Romans 10. For whoever calls on the name of the Lord shall be saved. Tomorrow, Scott Ross is going to leave Vanderbilt and go to Tel Aviv. He is on the move.
He's on the move. Boy, a tour of Tel Aviv, that should be fun.
An emerging metropolis of high-tech industry emerging from the, Tel Aviv. And you look forward to that. Well, that's all the time we've got for Terry and all of us and Princess Maggie. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
If I bark, do I get a treat?